Hey, good afternoon, everybody, and I really appreciate the patience as we've been in there talking. It's kind of coming back home for me, career finance officer, but I've really been in the programming comptroller side for a long time, so it's really neat to be in this position and to be coming back to SSI and being part of this. And I will tell you, I am in week 3, day 3, I would say, of week 3 in the command. And one of the constants that I heard, I actually went out there for a week in April, was all about Mr. Brown and the great contributions. And I can tell
Oh.
and what an asset. And you know, in the finance corps, I'd heard his name, but I had really never had the ability to really kind of be, I would say, in your presence and what you bring. Not only are you, our honorary colonel, but just walking into use of FEMCOM, there is not somebody that you don't talk to about this gentleman and what he has done for the finance corps and what he has done for use of FEMCOM at large. And our command has had, the unique opportunity to have had him at the helm with us for 5 years, really running the SIG, really being intertwined in with the doctrine, with the proponency. And he has had his fingerprints on a lot of things that are going to prove and help pave the way for the future. And a couple of those I would like to mention. One, obviously, part of the FDU concept and how are we going to orchestrate and make ourselves for the future, which I think is very key. He's been part of the AFBO and kind of the reorganization there. Key in a lot of our authorizations, which is huge when you take some of the authorizations in a lot of these events. But I think even more than that was just your subject matter expertise and the knowledge that you imparted in your leadership. You're never gonna be able to say thank you enough. You didn't even have to take this job, right? I mean, you could have been doing other things, but you're
I was only supposed to be here for a year, man.
I know that. But your dedication and to this, I mean, it is going to be, felt in the future. And I cannot say thank you enough for that time. I know we talked last night. You're gonna have some really fun times. I asked him what he was gonna do, and he's got the next 6 to 8 months planned out with lots of trips and lots of family time. And I think you're gonna enjoy it. But don't think because you are retired, this is not goodbye. Mm-hmm. We'll still have ties, and we're still gonna, be reaching out to you. And I really want to say thank you, from all of us, from the use of FEMCOM family, but as well from the finance corps family. You have meant a lot. You will continue to mean a lot, and you are really gonna have a big imprint on what we're doing. You're gonna go ahead and
Yes,
we'll
ma'am.
read it. So,
Attention to orders. Department of the Army, this is to certify that the Secretary of the Army has awarded the Civilian Service Commendation Medal to Stanley M. Brown for outstanding leadership and performance of duty as the Director of the Commander's Initiative Group, the United States Army Financial Management Command, from September 2015 through September 2021. Mr. Brown led the successful planning and execution of major long-term initiatives, which included the continuous transformation of use of FEMCOM to execute its finance and comptroller enterprise level responsibilities, as well as seamlessly realigning the command from a direct reporting unit of Headquarters Department of the Army to a major subordinate command under the Army Materiel Command. His superb leadership and extreme dedication resulted in Headquarters Department of the Army approving an additional 79 critical use of FEMCOM requirements documented on the TDA and successful TAA competition to gain 19 authorizations. Throughout his tenure, Mr. Brown exemplified the highest standards in leadership, management, operations, training, and an unwavering commitment to excellence supporting the ideals of our Army. His professionalism, commitment to excellence, and selfless service reflect great credit upon himself, the United States Army Financial Management Command, and the United States Army. Signed 2 August 2021, Paige M. Jennings, Colonel, Commanding.
thank you very much.
Jeez.
I haven't done this in a while.
Hopefully the last time.
Yeah.
Hold on, cause you was looking over there. And hold on one more second, ma'am, so that we can get one. Cause you was looking one way, you was looking another.
Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're not
All right.
done yet.
You're not
You're
done.
yet.
Nope.
Okay.
All right, so I'm gonna say a few things about Stan as well. You know, Stan and I have known each other since the early 1990s, middle 1990s. You know, he worked for Aaron Gillison. I took over the Exeter 250 finance battalion from him. He went on to do great things, and we've just known each other ever since. And Tanya's been a great part of our lives, our children. It's really been a great ride. The other thing too is when I was at Trade Arc headquarters, you know, and Stan just his last assignment is the FEMCOM commander before he retired, and he was in charge of AFMO, you know, Army Financial Management Optimization, and that's when we re-engaged again. I was representing Trade Arc, and I'll tell you everything that Colonel Jennings laid out, everything he accomplished. You know, what USIF FEMCOM is today is a result of the hard work and effort that he, on behalf of the Army leadership, entrusted him to do on changing Army financial management for the future. And so today we are, you know, what we have today is a result of that effort and hard work. Yes, a lot of other folks had to make it happen, implement it, and so forth. But then bring it all in here. Here it is, he retires. General Coburn takes command. He comes in the chute, and they realize we still have a long way to go. We didn't even get half of what we needed to stand up this command properly. So what did Mr. Spear, General Hollander, General Coburn at the time, and I think even General Hollander said, let's get Stan Brown back to have him get this right, you know, because they knew he was the father of the idea, so to speak, and got it going. And so that's when they went out and brought him back as a term employee for USIF FEMCOM. Again, it was only supposed to last a year. Here it is 6 years later, just about 6 years later. I stand corrected. And here we are today, and I'll tell you, it's bittersweet having him leave us. You know, he helped on board me. He was the acting DTCG when I came aboard, you know, supporting everything. And he always has bent over backwards to accommodate and everything else. And kind of like when we lost an Eric Reed out there after so many years, it's the same thing with losing someone like Stan. I mean, you don't create that knowledge overnight, that skill set and that leadership mindset. And you know, I've had a few sleepless nights knowing you were leaving, and you know, we're still trying to figure out how we're going to navigate the way ahead. But you know, you set such great expectations for the staff, cemented that relationship with the way we operate, got us to where we are today. And I just can't say enough and thank you personally for all that. And you've been a great friend and even a mentor. You know, yes, I did say the word mentor. You know, you've been a great mentor to me too.
I taught him how to navigate Aaron Gillison.
Oh boy, and he's still up there, the #3 defense every day. And Susan Gillison is our MPO director, so it's always got to be careful. But Stan, look, I know it's only been 6 years, and I know you have plenty of things you want. We want to get something a little unique. We did the same thing for General Hollander, something a little bit different, a little other thing. So we just put together a plaque here with the emblems engraved, you know, AMC and USIF FEMCOM with Army. I know it's a small token of our appreciation, but you know, I thought it would be something a little more meaningful, you know, handcrafted also. Basically says United States Army Financial Management Command recognizes and thanks Stan M. Brown for 36 years of combined federal service. So, boom, sir, thank you.
You could have left that off.
You know me.
Small but mighty, so thank you.
And he knows I always rub it in age-wise and everything else. But Stan, now the floor is officially yours, sir.
Hey, thank you. First of all, thank the commander and thank the deputy for coming down. I know you've only been here 3 weeks and you took time to come here, not only to see SSI and FMS, but also to see me and give me this award. Now, I will tell you, I did try to sneak out the door, but Mr. Hoffman kept every staff call. He'd say something, and I'm like, oh man, I just hope they missed this one. But that's okay. Hey, listen, I did only plan to be at East FEMCOM for a year. In fact, my conversation with Mr. Spear was, hey, why don't you come back to be a contractor? And then he told me what he wanted me to do. And I said, that would be very difficult to do as a contractor. He said, well, you know everybody, they'll take care of you. I said, that'll last probably after the first 2 meetings, and then they'll say, contractor, go do what the hell you do, get away from me. So he said, okay, well, we'll do the term thing. And so we did the AFMO. And then we built, after we did the paperwork, got everything through, realized that, yeah, that was just paper. We didn't have any staff. We didn't have anything else. So we put together a contract team, I think about 12 people, myself, and we basically did staff operations for a while. So everybody got hired. And then as Barry said, General Colburn came in and he had much bigger plans. So it stayed a little bit longer. And then the last year, I'll be honest with you, I stayed because Youth Film Call was my family. It was the last year there, but substantively, all the things that I wanted to do had already been done. So I thank y'all for letting me stay for 6 years. Now I'm gonna turn to my wife, and then I'm gonna come back to SSI because I have a long list of things to do. Now that doesn't mean I'm going to do them.
Yes, you are.
So I'm gonna beat her to the punch because I will start something and then I'll realize that, hey, I could hire somebody to do it. and that's usually how it goes. But I'm going to try to get through that list, starting with the garage that I've been trying to clean up for 4 years. But I'm going to get there. I'm going to get there. It's going to be slow. Now I have time. I got to pace myself a little bit. But thank you, baby, for everything because I was gone. I'll tell you, most of the time, 2 weeks out of the month, either in the Pentagon or at Youth Filmcom headquarters. And it didn't hit me until COVID that, hey, you've been traveling a lot, you're tired. So I'll tell you, COVID is a bad thing, but it also allowed me to put things in perspective a little bit. And this perspective is I need a little bit R&R and just do something different now that I'm almost 60. So I'm not retiring because they're not gonna let me retire yet. Don't have enough age. I know, I'm not that old. So I will wait a little while, then I'll retire. To SSI, look, I tell people all the time that, this is home for us. I mean, my wife, my family. I think that I've been here 3 times, so I know everybody here. Have done quite a few jobs here, and not only that, most of the people that I've served with in war and elsewhere have been here with me. Raquel was my admin assistant, CSM Brown. I know Michelle from days in SSI, one of those years. No, Ron keeps reminding me that I actually hired him, but I don't remember hiring him. I remember you distinctly. And Mr. Johnson, he would not let Master Sergeant Johnson, and we used to have to run, before they had FMS web and all this stuff, we'd have to run data from PMADs and all this other stuff and come to the commandant and say, hey, this is what we have. So one day I asked him, I said, hey, I'm gonna run this myself. He looked at me and goes, no, you're not. So he said, he decided it was easier to do it for me than to watch me mess it up, so that's good. Billy I've known forever. Commandant just met, but I always say about him, he's a quick learner and he reads. I have no idea, but he reads a lot. I don't know where he gets the time, but he reads. And of course, his CSM was right next door to me, so hey, thank you very much. And Roosevelt, I've known forever now. Now, I always talk to Youth Filmcom about friction. And I said, it's not frictionless sitting there. Sometimes I get into it with Billy and Copeland, but it's a good friction. We walk away, we give him mad a little while, and then we come back and say, oh yeah, this looks about right. So that's great. So I just want to say SSI family, you could have kicked me out. I came for 1 year, I stayed, I ate your food. I did all these things.
Got your DTS fixed.
Yeah. And even with that, no matter what, you guys still let me stay, came here. And not only that, when you kicked me out of one office, you put me in a bigger, better office. Thank you, Troy. I forgot about Troy, who I've known since the second day in the Army. Yeah, so I didn't get anything out of him, so that's really good. But thank y'all. I really appreciate it. I will see y'all around because Fort Jackson's not that big. The finance corps is not that big. And I know some of the people who work for me had something to do with this, to include my TGI contractors. So thank you very much. And as I leave, they'll still be here. So make certain you take care of them. I know you will because they grew up here too, just like I did. So they're all former soldiers, all SSI members. So I'm confident that everything will go well. With that, I hope I didn't take too much time, and, thank you. See you on the high ground.
Oh.